Hello, coin engineers, and welcome to another live stream. This stream is something special because in this stream we are for the first time in abroad country. Arda and Kaan is in Paris for the blockchain week now, and they will tell us what's happening there.
So hello everyone from Paris. I'm at the Paris blockchain event project. My project. We have a video and vlog about it. So I want to try all of it.
We can't hear your voice, Arda. The internet connection is probably lagging.
Yeah, we might have internet problems here.
Welcome to Paris.
People. Yeah.
And then now we can hear you. If you try to speak closer to the microphone, maybe that's better.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Much better.
That's perfect.
Okay, so as you said, we are in Paris for Paris Blockchain Week events, and we spoke to so many projects with here. For example, we spoke with MetaMask, Consensus, my neighbor Alice,
Ripple.
XRP, Ripple, and also Shillis, and so many more. Actually, I don't want to talk about every one of them because we have an upcoming video about it in our video and also in our vlog. You will see all of the projects we spoke with, and there might be little surprises in those videos. So I definitely recommend you to check those videos out when we upload them. So yeah, that's it.
And Arda, which one of these projects that you think would give us the biggest surprise in this year?
Surprise, I don't know. The project owners don't like talking about surprises, in events like this. But some of them gave headlights. So there might be some surprises, some airdrops. We will talk about all of it in our next upcoming videos.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
So we can also show you around.
Yes, please.
For sure.
Here is the CoinMarketCap stand. Here's all I want, and it's a sandbox stand. There is also a MetaMask stand. The atmosphere is like that.
It looks cool. But it looks small. Is this the only room, or there are many rooms like this one?
There is a two section. It's not a one section, and the other two part is big, but it's a entry section. Because of that, it's small, but the other two parts is really big.
And besides these
cool.
events, what else you guys can tell us about? What will you guys do after this event, for example? Is there any VIP parties, any meetings, any plans for tonight?
In here we met with the friends projects. In the crypto ecosystem, there is no such more friends ecosystem. And we met with the projects only works in the friends. And we are getting information from them to Turkish community, which is it's a good update for us.
Okay. And also, are there any investors? Are there any venture capitals in there? For example, in Dubai and Singapore, guys, we have been in crypto events in Dubai and Singapore, and also Malta. Kaan went to Malta. There are lots of investors and VCs in there, and they have some really good tips and strategies that we can learn from them. Is there any of those in Paris? Did you learn anything from them?
We didn't see any of the big investors so far. There was an investors round yesterday. All the investors were there, but today we couldn't see many of them in this section. But we saw people like CEO of Shillis, Alexander Dreyfus. We saw people like him, but not many investors around. Not today, at least.
If you see Alexander Dreyfus again, say hi from us. We have an interview with him in our channel. Yes. Don't forget to check it out too.
And how many more days are you guys going to be there?
We will be here for 5 days. 2 days is almost over. So there are 3 days left. So the events will continue, and as I said, we will bring more videos and more vlogs during the day. So during the days of the events.
Awesome! Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Matt, do you
have
anything
the most special thing? Yeah, both Can and I, and also our viewers want something special from you. we want information. We want something like what's coming, because in these events, in those events, when you talk to a CEO or a manager of a project, be careful to his or her face expressions, the mimics, and all those stuff. You said that they don't tell any surprises, but when you ask something, if they are not keeping their secrets well enough, if they are not good liars, they will make a mimic or face expression that tells you that the thing you asked him or her is coming. So don't forget to check it out. Don't forget to be careful about that, and tell us something. Tell us big news.
I could also say, you know, I spoke with some of the managers of what was the name? Casper. You know, we have videos about Casper. So one of the managers, when I said, you know, we liked the Casper airdrop, as you said, you know, he, you know, laughed and smiled a bit, and he said that, you know, he loves airdrops, and maybe, you know, there might be some other events like that in the future. So he indicated something like that. I don't know if, you know, something's going to come up, but yeah, that happened with Casper.
Yeah, that's the thing that we want to hear.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you for participating. Is there anything you want to add? You can add to stream.
For now, no, we don't have, but we will probably have a lot of things to add, you know, in the upcoming days of the event.
So the viewers should keep following us from TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and don't forget to join our Telegram channel. Take care, guys. Have a nice evening.
Okay. See you guys.
Take care, guys. See you. Wow, that was intense, no?
Yeah, they are having lots of fun in there. There are after parties, VIP events. Guys, we are in our homes, but they are
what
there.
Can we do? They are working, though. They are not having fun, guys, so there is no problem with that. They're very professional
For
people.
sure. And there is one more big news, guys. In September this year, we will be in Singapore. I will be in Singapore. I will be in the team that going to Singapore, and more content from there coming. As you can remember, we went to Singapore for Token 2049 last September, and this September we are going there again. If you have any questions, you can ask us from the comments. If you don't have, we want to add something about Bitcoin. What's happening on Bitcoin? What's happening about gold and the DXY, the dollar index? And also, we want to show you something special that we've seen for some days, for a couple of days, and we will keep talking about that.
So let's start with the Bitcoin analysis then. What do you think?
For sure. By the way, I'm sorry for my cat if you hear her voice.
I haven't.
Okay, that's nice.
Is she purring?
Yeah, she's screaming for me.
Dinner time, huh?
Probably. So the Bitcoin chart, we are looking at the Bitcoin chart, and that's the chart that I'm following Bitcoin. There's an uptrend, there's a channel to be more specific. And the channel looks promising, but every time this type of channels end with a dump. So that's the thing that we have to be careful about. If this channel, the downside, breaks down, we should be stopped out. That's the number one. That's the rule number one. And if you look at the dollar index, as we talked about earlier, you will see that. Let's look at the daily candles. After this parabolic trend broke down, we got dumped hard. The dollar index dumped hard, and Bitcoin rallied. As you can remember, guys, if you see the Bitcoin chart, you'll see what I'm talking about. And now the 105 level, 106 to be precise, is a strong resistance zone. But there's a risk to it, because I think there's a reverse head and shoulders pattern is forming there. So we should keep an eye on the DXY, the dollar index too. If this place gets into a bottom and the dollar index goes up again, we should wait for a reverse head and shoulders formation. And if it breaks up, Bitcoin's probably going down.
And
for
do
a
you
long
think
time.
that maybe tomorrow's announcement, do you think that it would cause some decrease in the DYX?
That's a pretty good question, because tomorrow the announcement should directly affect the DXY, especially after the FOMC announcements, after the interest rate announcements. If the FAD, the Federal Reserve, makes higher than 25 basis points interest rate hike, that will be a bad indicator for the US economy. As you know, guys, 3 banks already bankrupt, gone bankrupt. And the loss of the, those, I lost the word, guys. The bonds, okay, the bonds. I lost the word, the bonds. Those banks couldn't give out debts to other investors, other firms, other individuals. So they had to buy some bonds to make their dollar, to gain money on their dollar, to gain money on their resting dollar. And now what happened? They bought those bonds for lower interest rates, at lower interest rates. When Fed hiked their rates, those bonds lost their value. So when they sell them to gain liquidity, they are selling them not for a profit but for a loss, and those losses affecting banks really badly. And the federal government saw that, the Federal Reserve saw that they don't want to hike rates too fast. They thought that, but if they make that will mean that the DXY will break 105.
Thank you so much. And do you think, is that the reason why everybody is losing their interest in the banking systems as well? Because of the Fed announcements and the interest rates?
There's a panic in individuals and also the firms as well, because 3 banks, especially the Silicon Valley Bank, that was the 16th biggest bank in the USA, and it got bankrupt. So people lost their trust in the banking system.
Yeah, banks
Probably
and
the biggest
investment
banks,
firms are falling like a mosquitoes nowadays, one by one. So I think
and
that's
also it's
also
not the
another
first time
reason
we are seeing.
that everybody is now losing the interest. And maybe that's why also the Bitcoin also increasing as well too. I think recently lots of people started to invest in Bitcoin.
Of course, and also after the banking system collapsed, 3 banks got bankrupt, we saw a rally on gold. The March 10th, at the March 10th, as you guys remember this date, the March 10th, gold started rallying. It broke down the falling wedge formation and made a dip, retested that the broken trend line, and started a rally, as you can see. But it couldn't hit the $2,000. It hit, but it's only a week. Let me show you in the week. There's a strong resistance level at this point, 2075 and 2035. This point is a strong resistance zone. If gold breaks this level, I believe that gold is going many, many higher places. But remember that zone. Remember the $2,075 resistance. If you look at Bitcoin, you will see that at the March 10th, Bitcoin started rallying too. So I believe that the recent Bitcoin and gold rally stands on a thought that people are looking for a new store of value.
A new way of keeping their assets safe. Since dollar is also not so stable at the moment, who knows that dollar will remain as dollar tomorrow. So gold was before and still is one of the best ways to keep your money safe, because the gold's value is more or less the same. It doesn't change drastically. It doesn't fall. It doesn't increase. But for the fiat currencies nowadays, I cannot tell the same. And what do you think about the CD? What was it? CBDCs or CDBCs? I think CBDCs, right?
CBDC. Yeah.
CBDCs.
Central bank.
Digital
It starts with
currencies,
central
yeah.
banks. Yeah.
CBDCs. New terms every day.
Actually, it's not that new. It's not that new, but it's a new thing for
Yeah.
most people. For most people. For blockchain geeks like us, it's not.
Sometimes hard to keep up, still.
Yeah, there's lots of words that you have to keep in mind. But if you use them every day, you will keep them in mind.
So do you have anything to tell us about this Bitcoin and the gold?
Yeah, as I told you earlier, it stands on a thought that people are looking for a new store of value. Actually, it's a good coincidence that at the March 10th, Bitcoin and gold started rallying at the same day. If you look at the DXY again, you will see that at the March 10th, it made a top here. Okay, that's nice. But this fall on the DXY doesn't actually tell why gold and Bitcoin went that up. The stock markets didn't go that way. Didn't go. Gold rose nearly 8%. Let's look at the stock market. Let's look at USA stock market. How did they do? The S&P index. The March 10th. As you see, guys, the March 10th.
Yeah, actually, they started today positive. So 1%.
Only 2% from the dip made in March 13th. Only 4%, 4.5%. But gold made nearly 10%. Bitcoin made more than that. Bitcoin made, where is it?
30,
the March 10th?
30 something.
Yeah, 45%. Wow. 45%. And that actually tells us the people are looking for a new store of value. If you don't believe me, let's check out gold again. And that's all the thing that I'm gonna tell today. From the dip at March 8th, it's 11%. Now the gold is making a retracement back to its former resistance, now a support level, 1900, but it's still up 7.40%.
I think with this acceleration, as you just mentioned, it might bounce back from that support zone to the upcoming resistance zone, and maybe it might break that zone as well, considering what's happening in the world right now. Anything is possible nowadays.
If it breaks,
who knows what will happen on the next broadcast? We will see.
If it breaks the red zone, the next broadcast will be amazing, because we will be talking about many more different things than we are talking about today.
What's happening to oil, by the way? Have you checked oil recently? It was collapsing. Crude oil.
I didn't. Let's check. Oil made a four tops at $90 and made a dump. You can see it from here. If you are looking at the chart right now, there was an uptrend, and there was this resistance. It was a triangle, not formed really well, pretty well, but it's something like a triangle. And when it broke down, this broke down is the perfect place to open a short position. So if you see something, a formation or a pattern like this in anything in the future, be sure to make this trend, make sure to draw this trend, and when it breaks down, you can open a short position with a proper stop loss and risk management.
And guys, if you are not sure how to do technical analysis, you can always watch our videos. You can always watch our Binance, for example, future videos that Mert made it. And through those videos, you can learn how to do the technical analysis by yourself as well.
For sure, don't forget, all those links are in the descriptions. If they are not, we'll be putting them. And also, don't forget to check out the pinned comment too. There are lots of useful links in there.
As well. Yeah.
The link to our playlist will be in there.
Well then.
Okay, guys, if you have any questions, there's a question don't you think that the BTC has too much high, and don't you think that it's now a normal high? No, actually, I don't think that. John, if you have anything to say, you can add.
At this market, I don't think either, because I think the recent increase was because of Binance, if I'm not mistaken, right? Binance purchased, like, how much was it? Was it 3 billion, 1 billion? Do you remember? There was a news, I think, a couple of days ago, why the Bitcoin increased.
Actually, I don't remember. I don't remember it correctly.
I think that part where it start increasing on the last bottom, that after it start increasing again on that last bottom, I think Binance purchased some amount of Bitcoin.
Yeah,
1 billion or something.
I remember that, but I don't remember how much.
Yeah, that part I'm also not, like, either 1 billion or 3 billion, something between that. So that's the reason that Bitcoin had this short increase, but who knows what will happen. It's, I think, also related to the tomorrow's Fed meeting too. If maybe 25 basis point came, then it may become 31K, which I think 31K is almost the weekly short position for the, like, on the RSI band. I think 31K is the resistance zone. So after that, who knows? Probably it will fall back to 20K, 25K, in my opinion. But I cannot say something for sure.
Yeah, same here. But I said that I don't think that it's a normal high at this point. Why did I say that? If you look at the last rally, I talked about this chart. I talked about this earlier in early broadcasts too. But I want to add it to this stream too. If you look at the 2018, after the big dump, after the 20K rally, you can remember, guys, 2017. After that dump, in the bear market, 2019, the Bitcoin price rose to the Fibonacci 0.5 level. You can see that it made a sideways movement between 0.5 and 382. And if the same thing happens again, the same levels are at for $2,036,000. So if Bitcoin goes up to these points, I won't be surprised, because it happened before and it can happen again. But what will I do when those prices come? I will probably sell some of my holdings for sure. I will increase my liquidity, since if a new drop happens, if a new dump happens, I will be buying more.
And also, Tether is currently minting so much USDT. If you notice that, almost every day they are minting 1 billion USDT. So maybe it's not a good idea to, think that it's a bull market. So in case if anybody thinking that to invest that Bitcoin is going to a bull market, I think you should consider not doing it.
Tether is trying to gain its strength back when the BUSD
but
and
all
USDC
that money will
funds
go
came
back
in.
to something. So
yeah, probably the money goes to where it will go eventually. So we will be seeing the bull run again.
Perhaps. Is there any other question from our viewers? Or is there anything else that you would like to add for this podcast?
Yeah, there's a question, but I see a negative dissonance at RSI on one-day graphic. There might be, but don't forget that if just you see the negative dissonance, but the breakdown doesn't happen, that doesn't mean it will drop. When it drops, okay, we say that the negative dissonance started to play out. So we open short positions before the price drops. We don't do anything about it. We don't open short positions just because we solve that. Let me show you something in Bitcoin chart again. Probably in these points there was something like a negative dissonance. Yeah, it was there. It was this point. Bitcoin price was rising at the 2021, the March, February and March, but the RSI was going down, and it's weekly candles. But Bitcoin didn't start to drop when it started happening. So don't forget that when you solve this, understand that the price drop, the dump is near, but it will not start right away. It may take a while. So don't open short positions when you see it directly.
That was a beautiful explanation. Thank you, Matt.
So a bull trap.
Might be.
Yeah, bull trap.
Because, yeah, please continue.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. In a bear market, you always see some rises in price. That's the law of physics. When you drop something, when you drop this pen to the ground, it will go up. So it will happen every day, and it's a bull trap.
I guess that is it for our Bitcoin and market analysis today.
Yeah, thank you too. Thanks for your questions, guys. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed our live stream. If you did, leaving a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel will be appreciated. Thanks for watching.
We will be with you guys with more videos, probably with some vlog videos from the Paris Blockchain Week, and also with more testnet and airdrop videos. Thank you for watching, and take care. Until next time.